Miguel Cotto will make his return to the ring on February 25th in Texas on HBO pay-per-view against James Kirkland. That's right, a lot of people are scratching their heads and even shaking their heads at the news of this fight being announced. Now, as far as I'm aware, it hasn't been officially announced, but large websites and media outlets like ESPN, etc., are saying that the fight is on. And fights are never on until there is the official announcement. In fact, fights are never on until the two fighters get in the ring. You know how it is in boxing. But as far as we know, and from these credible sources, ESPN, so on and so forth, when it comes to boxing, this is what they're saying, that this fight is going to take place February 25th, 2017. Miguel Cotto, James Kirkland. Both guys have been out the ring for a long time. So and both of them are coming off losses to Canelo. Both been out the ring for over a year. So in that sense, you can kind of understand the fight. You can see it as a crossroads fight. Now, Cotto obviously did a hell of a lot better against Canelo than James Kirkland did. But still, they both took losses officially. And they've both been out the ring for a long time. They're both, in their mid-30s now, late 30s? I think Cotto might be slightly older than James Kirkland. Correct me if I'm wrong. So as a crossroads fight, you can kind of understand it. But putting it on HBO pay-per-view? This is not a pay-per-view fight, people. How can two guys coming off losses be pay-per-view? That's crazy. Two guys who have seen better days in their careers as well. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of questions asked, a lot of head shaking and whatnot. Well, it is what it is. As far as the fight itself and how you think it's going to go, how I think it's going to go, let me know what you feel in the comment section below about that. And personally, I am definitely picking Miguel Cotto to win the fight. I've never rated James Kirkland particularly highly. I always felt that the fight against Canelo was a foregone conclusion and that he just get blasted out by Canelo, and that's what did happen. So, yeah, Kirkland is a strong guy, a brave guy, an aggressive guy, but he's always had two glaring weaknesses in his game, and that is a weak chin and also a very, very porous defense. And when you combine those two things, it's a problem against a lot of fighters. You understand? Because there's a lot of guys out there who are accurate and they got some decent punching power. So, yeah, I expect Miguel Cotto to definitely beat James Kirkland. Not that Cotto is going to be at his best. He's definitely seen better days. And James Kirkland is going to attack and he's going to throw a lot of punches. Maybe some people might feel that Kirkland might be able to replicate what Antonio Margarito did in the first fight to Miguel Cotto. But Antonio Margarito had an iron jaw. He could take what Miguel Cotto was dishing out with no problems. James Kirkland don't have an iron jaw. He's been on the floor many, many times in his career. He was knocked out by the Japanese fighter Ishida in one round and hurt badly in that fight. He was dropped and hurt by Alfredo Angulo in the first round. He did come back to win that fight after Angulo punched himself out, so credit to James Kirkland for that. But he's also been wobbled and down in numerous other fights. Literally too many fights for me to even recall off the top of my head because he's been rocked that many times. I remember watching one of his fights against somebody who he beat, and this guy hit him with a shot, and Kirkland's leg, one of his legs just like locked out for like a couple seconds. So he's always had this suspect punch resistance, even against guys like Ishida wasn't even a big puncher, and he blasted Kirkland out in a round. So I don't know. I do get some people trying to dispute this idea that Kirkland is chinny with me. You know, some people just don't want to accept it. Well, if you don't want to accept that Kirkland's chinny, then you might as well not accept that any fighter in boxing is chinny. So you would have to question the whole concept of what being chinny is, which to me is ridiculous because there's obviously people who have better punch resistance than others. And the people who tend to have the weaker punch resistance, we call them chinny. We say they have glass jaws. We say they have weak chins. And that's James Kirkland all over. So anyway, let me stop getting on my tirade about weak chins. I'm definitely taking Cotto to win the fight. Should it be on pay-per-view? Hell no. But is it an understandable crossroads fight? I guess so. Let me know how you feel. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.